Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Our teacher for this week is Jeff Brown. And our meditation today is the Serenity Prayer. I love using the Serenity Prayer as a meditation. I've always, since I was a child, thought that these few words of the Serenity Prayer really give us such a good framework for approaching life. Maggie, a very good morning. Linda, good morning. Sunmuddy, good morning. Let's get into today's message. I believe that wisdom, how would you define wisdom? I personally believe that wisdom is to be found in our ability to balance the paradoxes of life. The truth is that paradoxes are everywhere, and we tend to be ill-equipped to deal with this complexity of life when we have been brought up with a kind of black and white thinking that wants to place everything in a box that's either this or that, good or bad, right or wrong. Danae, good morning. Hello, Charlene, good morning. Anthony, good morning. Hello, beautiful humans. It's awesome seeing you. Let's consider the theme of courage as a very simple example of how we could possibly see things in a very black and white way. When you hear the word courage, what image does this immediately conjure up? Do you instantly see an image of a brave man running into a burning house to save a puppy? Or is your mind ready to show you the whole spectrum of what courage could look like? And the first thought from Jeff Brown today is such a beautiful depiction of the paradox of something like courage. And we can only hope to navigate this in the presence of wisdom. So the first quote from Jeff Brown is, "There are two forms of courage in the world. One demands that we jump into action with our armor on." That picture immediately makes sense, right? "The other demands that we strip ourselves bare naked and surrender." Can you see that as, in certain situations, being a form of courage too? They seem so opposite, yet it's clear how putting on your armor and jumping into action can take courage. But there are situations where putting the weapons down, taking the armor off, and surrendering is certainly the exact form of courage that is called for. There are clearly both courageous acts, but how do we know which one is called for? When to armor up and run into battle, and when to strip the armor off and be authentic and vulnerable? This, of course, reminds me of the Serenity Prayer. Accept the things we cannot change, and change the things that we can change. The concept is not too difficult to understand, but the last part of the Serenity Prayer is where the gem always is, the wisdom to know the difference. This is the hard part, seeing with any kind of clarity what to let go of and what to take action on, when to do battle, and when to make peace. Jeff Brown reminds us that divine wisdom flows through each of us, and we really only have to stop and ask. The next quote says, "Stop looking for answers outside yourself. You are the sculptor of your own reality. Don't hand your tools to anyone else." And the last thought from Jeff Brown for today is, the only difference between you and God is that you have forgotten that you are divine. The path forward is not about finding perfect certainty in every situation. It's about developing the wisdom to dance gracefully between opposing forces, strength and vulnerability, action and surrender, holding on and letting go, trusting that our inner guidance will illuminate the way. In this dance, we discover we are not separate from the divine. We are expressions of the divine, temporarily having forgotten our true nature. Remember that you are not seeking wisdom because you lack it. You're simply remembering what you have always known. Today's practice is an invitation to embrace this inner wisdom with open hearts and a willingness to listen. We can become attuned to the guidance of our soul. If you're ready, you can close your eyes and we'll float away together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine. Lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and even drop your head. Life is full of paradoxes. We encounter them physically. Every morning, our world goes from dark to light. And every evening, our world goes from light to dark. Complete opposites, but clearly part of one thing. It doesn't take you too long when you stand at the beach and watch to see that there's a time for the ocean to push out into the land, and a time for the ocean to retract deeper into itself. Complete opposites, yet clearly part of a oneness that functions holistically. We had a beautiful example from Jeff Brown of what courage could look like. Courage could look like putting on your armor and running into battle. And clearly, courage could also look like stripping that armor off, putting the weapons down, and making peace. Strength as opposed to vulnerability. Action as opposed to surrender. Holding on as opposed to letting go. Complete opposites, but also part of a wholeness, of a oneness functioning holistically. And in a way, this is what makes life difficult. There's not just one recipe that says, follow these steps and you will always find success. Lao Tzu tried to describe this in the very first verse of the Tao Te Ching when he says, the way that can be named is not the eternal way. Putting on armor and running into battle will not always be the answer. Stripping the armor off, putting down the weapons, that will not always be the answer. We need to cultivate a way to get to wisdom. To find that there's a flow between these opposites. And open ourselves to when. When is it that we need to stand up and step forward? And when is it that we have to sit down and find silence? We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. Roll out your neck muscles forward and to the left, forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left. Lean your upper body over to the right. See if you can bring your left ear just a little bit closer to your left hip. And see if you can bring your right ear just a little bit closer to your right hip. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or remove or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least becoming as present as we possibly can be for right now, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips into your body and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. So as you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. But hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, the reminder today from Jeff Brown was, there is wisdom in you. The divine lives in you. Our journey today is checking out and checking in that divine wisdom that we all have. Take your next big breath. Imagine for a moment you could have an audience with wisdom. Sit and listen to wisdom speak so that you can learn. To me, the image that makes sense, the image that I love, is seeing myself sit at the feet of my soul and listening. What would that image look like to you? If you could sit at the feet of wisdom, ask questions, and open yourself to the possibility of listening, what would that image look like to you? Take your next big breath. The Serenity Prayer goes like this. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. Please give me the courage to change the things that I can change. And please give me the wisdom to know the difference. A beautiful description of the paradoxes that we have to deal with every day. Sometimes we need to take a step back and let go. Sometimes we need to take a step forward and take action. And help us find the wisdom to know when which is called for. So let's start with the first line. I'll repeat it again. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. Repeat that to yourself a few more times. Help me accept the things that I cannot change. How does it feel when you say those words? How do they feel in your mouth? Help me see how to surrender, how to let go, how to accept the things I cannot change. Take your next big breath. I will turn that first line into a question. The exercise here is to be able to ask without desperation. Ask without clinging to the need for an answer, but ask in a more playful way. Ask in the presence of a playful curiosity. So as we ask this question, can you also step away from it, trusting that if you remain open, this will be pointed out to you clearly. If it's not now, you will clearly see the answer soon. And you might remember to ask this question again. The question is this: please make it clear to me at least one thing that I do need to let go of. What is one thing I need to stop trying to control? Then take your next big breath and listen. Remain open and continue asking for guidance. When we ask, we really do receive answers. The next line of the Serenity Prayer is, please give me the courage to change the things that I can change. Repeat those words to yourself a few more times. Please give me the courage to change the things that I can change. How do those words feel in your mouth? Or when you take it inside, how do those words feel in your heart? Take your next big breath. And then we'll turn it into a question. Can you ask the question in a playful way? Can you ask the question and not be needy for an answer? Ask the question and trust that there is wisdom in you that knows. And if you remember to ask for guidance again and again, it will be shown to you. The question is, please make it clear to me, what is one thing that I do need to take action on? What is one thing that I do need to change? Take your next big breath and listen. I think we might feel that there's a 50-50 split in things we should let go of and things we should take action on. I don't think there's always a clear answer. I think different situations ask for a different kind of action or inaction, for sure. But in the busyness of the world around us, the constant information about everything bad and wrong being blasted at us, I do think that the things we need to take action on are vastly outnumbered by everything that we should let go of. And the age-old wisdom that says, tend to your garden. The things we might need to take action on are probably few. The last line of the Serenity Prayer asks for the wisdom to know the difference. Because if we're always trying to change things that are not our business to change, we will always be depleted. We will have no energy left. But if we take a step away from the things that are our responsibility, then we certainly don't grow. So God grant me the wisdom to know the difference. Take your next big breath. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel how softness slips in and settles in every fiber of your being. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll read to you one more time a few thoughts from Jeff Brown. He says there are two forms of courage in this world. One demands that we jump into action with our armor on, and the other demands that we strip ourselves bare naked and surrender. Bravery is a curious thing, says Jeff Brown. He says, stop looking for the answers outside of yourself. You are the sculptor of your own reality. Don't hand your tools to anyone else. And the only difference between you and God is that you have forgotten that you are divine. The path forward is not about finding perfect certainty in every situation. It's about developing the wisdom to dance gracefully between the opposing forces. Strength and vulnerability, action and surrender, holding on and letting go. Trusting that our inner guidance will illuminate the way. In this dance, we discover that we are not separate from the divine. We are so clearly expressions of the divine. You are not seeking wisdom because you lack it. You are simply remembering what you have always known. God, grant me the serenity to accept everything that is not mine to change. Please give me the courage then to change those few things that are my responsibility to change. But more than anything, help me find the wisdom to hold this paradox. Help me find the wisdom that helps me gracefully dance between strength and vulnerability, action and surrender, holding on and letting go. Because in this dance, I can feel myself, and I can feel humans be the expression of the divine. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this beautiful, timeless prayer, the Serenity Prayer. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning to step out of this old black and white mindset that tries to find easy answers by putting things in boxes of good or bad or right or wrong. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for finding the grace of a gentler way, a way of dancing between the spectrum of black and white, finding all the beautiful colors in between. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning to have acceptance that the answers are not always so easy to find, so clearly marked as black or white. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for being entangled in this dance along with the rest of us. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Danae. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Sunmarie. Thank you, Charlene. Katie, a very good morning. It's good seeing you pop in. Hope you're having a great day. See you all again soon. Ciao, ciao.